All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of fishing in the micro canals here in the Phoenix metropolitan area. A lot of people forget about these canals. One reason why I wanted to try this specific one today is purely because last year they drained it, they cleared it out, there was nothing in here. I've tried it multiple times throughout the year, but I figured we are exactly a year from when they originally drained it. And typically it takes about a year for these fish to flow back through here. I will be honest, it doesn't look good. It does not look good whatsoever. I'm seeing a bunch of tilapia, which there's fish in here, obviously, that's great, but we're not going for the tilapia. If we catch them, great, but that's not the intended target. Don't know how this is gonna work out. Hopefully it's a good one. I do wanna try to get at least a 3-pound bass today in this micro canal. There used to be 4, 5, 6s in here and even higher, but with the draining, screwed it up. We are gonna be throwing the PhatPak baits, brand new bait, the cross minnow. I just got a bunch of miscellaneous sizes in here, 3.5, 5.2, and a bunch of different colors. New packaging too by PhatPak baits. I think it looks pretty clean. Get that over there. Let's get out there. Let's go catch them. See if there's anything up in the shade. Man, there used to be some giant fish up in here. Like in this entire chain, I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounders pulled out of here consistently using big swim baits, glides. You know, I pulled some pretty good ones with just little tiny crappie grubs. So just all around phenomenal fishing. But I also have not been here in close to a year. Anything up in the current flow? There's a bunch. Oh no, those are tilapia. Oh, we're on, we got one. I lied, I don't know what I'm talking about. What is this, tilapia, bass? Whatever it is, feels pretty darn good. It's a largemouth, y'all. That's the first bass I have seen in this canal system caught in a long time, and it's a decent one. And just like normal, feisty as all heck. Look at that. That is so sick. Thank you for the bite, buddy. I'm all talking crap about this canal, being like, yeah, there's nothing in here, this, that, the other, not feeling confident, and that little cross minnow just dialed up. A little LMB right there. We have got to love that. Appreciate the bite, bud. Oh my gosh, that was so relieving. Because it looked barren, y'all. It looked really bad. It did not look like there was going to be anything going on up in here, to say the least. All right, y'all, I do have a favor to ask of you guys. You know, I have a goal of hitting 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It is a lofty goal. You know, gotta set the standards high, gotta set them super high. We're not quite at 10K yet. I do think we'll be there by the end of the month, and it's all thanks to you guys. But if you guys are enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment on what you want to see more of, or something completely new. And you know, I'm always willing to do it. So yeah, just help me reach my dream of doing this for a living. It's so fun making content for you guys, so you know, I can't do it without you guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's see if we can find at least a 3-pound bass today, minimum. All right, so we're gonna toss this right back down. I'm gonna just kind of work it up into this current flow. So if there was that fish up in here, there could be another one. Trying to get all that fresh oxygen from this water kind of spilling over. Oh, we got annihilated, y'all. A little guy. That was a little fish, but we got annihilated. The bigger fish, it just kind of slurped this thing up. And they're already pinned. You don't even need to set the hook. I gotta try to get this thing up underneath that that little opening over there. Got him. Pulled him out. Up in that little dark pocket, y'all. Cross minnow. Oh, we got him. He's battering himself up. Man, I hate freaking dropping them. But I mean, look how stout these little tiny fish are. It's incredible. I mean, they're chowing down. They're eating all those tilapia. I just had to get that guy back in as quick as possible just because, you know, it was flopping around. Get that slime coat back to normal. 3.5 cross minnow, y'all. Absolutely freaking insane. And that thing didn't sink for a split second and bam. And that was crazy, y'all. It's on the fall that we're getting bit. Just kind of pulling it, letting it flutter down, pulling it, letting it flutter down. Oh, that's a bite. Oh my gosh, we got doinked. We got doinked and he dropped it, y'all. No freaking way. So we got 2 fish and 2 bites. Oh my gosh. Felt like another little guy. I mean, it wasn't a big fish. Oh man, I screwed that up. Because your boy doesn't know how to cast. All right, y'all, so because of my awful casting, yeah, I have to retie. So we're gonna be using the covert rig. I'm gonna go with the 1/4 ounce. I think I was throwing the 1/8 ounce when we caught those 2 fish, but the 1/4 ounce seems to allow it to swim a little more well balanced, so I'm gonna throw that sucker on. This is all it is right there, super sick. You got the little tiny guard right there so it doesn't slide down. We are gonna grab a little cross minnow. Gonna get that little thread fin shad color right there, super sick. Just thread that sucker on. Almost as if it is a paddle tail swim bait. Don't know why my brain went dead right there, but it did. Let's see. Let's see what we can do, what kind of damage we can do with this guy. I mean, that one caught a couple fish when I was not expecting to catch anything. So I could not imagine what the possibilities are with one that swims a little bit more balanced. To make one long cast. Sometimes there's some random fish just swimming out in the open. I mean, look at all the tilapia. Literally, they all popped up like crazy right there. That's just insane to me. I don't know. Can't believe how quickly they reproduce. The late summer and, you know, fall time. And they reproduce, you know, for enough food for bass for like 2 years in these systems. It's crazy. All right, y'all, we're gonna head to the next spot. We will see you there in 3, 2, 1. All right, y'all. So we're here, second spot. Not looking too good. To be honest, it's looking really stagnant. And typically where it's stagnant, there's not really a whole lot of fish. All right, y'all, so that second spot, it just didn't look good. It was like beyond stagnant. There was no water flow whatsoever. There was a bunch of trash in the water. I saw a few small schools of tilapia, 1 carp, that was it. So I was just kind of like, whatever. And then we hung up, lost our lure, threw around just a little bit more after, and I don't know, I just didn't feel any sort of confidence there. So we are at the 3rd and final spot. Still looking to get that 1 3-pounder today. This is the original spot that there were absolute freaking mondos. So let's see if there's any mondos still around here. So we got a bunch of schools of tilapia up in here as well. I mean, still good, don't get me wrong, like a bunch of bait fish for any sort of bass to eat, but man, I wanted to see some active fish. You know, before they drained this entire canal system, I mean, you'd see bass busting, chasing bait everywhere. It was freaking wicked. It was so much fun. Come on, we only need a couple fish. One of them being 3 pounds. I don't think that's asking for much. I really don't. I mean, if I was asking for like a 5, 6 pounder, that's a different story. Interesting thing is, even when fishing was really good up in here, I never caught anything in this middle section. It's always been on the outskirts or just on the other side of the termination point. I swear I just got bit right there, but I think we were just caught up in the racking. I think I was losing my mind right there for a second. Just saw some popping up here. I mean, I'm assuming they're all tilapia, but I figure I'd just come up here, whip it around a little bit. Ooh, those are bass. That's why I came up here. Because I see all this swishing around. I see all these fish kind of whipping around, and Man. Come on, come on, come on. There's just so much bait. It's so hard to make your bait like stand out, you know, especially when you're using something so subtle like this. I think that we can still do it. Yeah, from across the street, I was like, what's that popping down there? And it ended up being some little bass going after all of these freaking tilapia. All right, y'all. So, unfortunately, even with the activity going on right here, we have not been able to pull anything. I saw like 4 or 5 bass chasing around these tilapia, but there's just so many freaking tilapia that I can't get the bait to stand out, and all I got is a cross minnow today, and it is a subtle bait, so that's on me for not bringing something a little more aggressive, maybe something a little more flashy. I even walked down there about a 1/4 mile and, you know, saw them kind of popping down there. It was one singular fish. I saw the fish darting back and forth, and it's just, I'm like, whatever. You know, it sucks, but it's cool to see some activity moving around for sure. This was gonna be the last spot, but we're gonna run over to one last spot, give it a shot, and hope that we can luck out with something. It's not gonna be a canal, it's gonna be a pond, but it's a small pond, so we can keep that concept going with the tiny bodies of water today. So let's get over there, let's see what we could do, see if we can luck out with something this last, like, I don't know, hour-ish of light. I think we'll be able to pull something there. Let's hope, fingers crossed, let's go, get 'em. Got him. Got him. Oh my gosh, felt that bite last second, y'all. Last freaking second. All right, I know I said that we were leaving, but I had to give it a go. You know, especially now that this shade is kind of like hanging over us a little bit. I was thinking these fish might push up in the shade a little bit more and get a little bit more aggressive, especially with that sun starting to, you know, get a little bit lower in the sky. Oh boy, oh my goodness. A little bit of a struggle today, but cannot complain. I got these like little butterballs though. Absolutely insane. This guy's worth the big camera. On the way back, figured I'd make a couple quick flips, y'all. Ended up pulling this little tiny butterball. These guys are just running around chasing bait. Absolutely going haywall. Super sick little bass. Pale dude, he's been down there just in that murky water last week, doing his thing. All right, y'all, so we decided to come out to a local private pond just to see if there's any active fish whatsoever. I mean, the water clarity looks good, but you know, time will tell. We'll see if there's anything active moving around. You know, sometimes that low light starts to come and the fish come up, they start chasing bait. So I am hoping we can luck out with something. So let's get after it. We got nothing really going on when it comes to filtration. It does look pretty darn stagnant. Water level's a little bit lower than it was last time as well. Ooh, there's bass right there, right in front of me, y'all. Not a big one by any means, but oh, he got spooked. He got spooked. What a bummer. What a bummer. Well, let's see if these fish out a little bit deeper want to eat something, because everything from the, oh, we're on, hit it on the drop, y'all. Hit it on the drop. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was just about to say, all the fish from the bank probably are not going to want to eat purely because they're hit all the time. But those fish that are out a little bit deeper probably going to want to come out to play a little bit. Normally I don't bring the big camera out to this pond because it technically is a private pond, and you know, you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. Now granted, I do have a fishing license here, but you know, just gotta make sure, you know, you're not disrupting people, especially these private ponds. Check that guy out right there. Super sick little LNB. Decent little fish. Thank you for the bite, buddy. Oh my gosh, smoked on the drop. All right, we got smoked on the first cast deep while this thing was just dropping. Super slow fall. want to try to keep it a little bit in the middle of the water column so that if those fish are suspended, we can kind of keep it in front of their face. I'm happy that we got one pretty early, but we got to find that 3-pounder, you know? Oh man, that thing looks juicy in this clear water. I bet this over at Lake Pleasant for the white stripers, largemouth, I bet it would smoke them. Got him. Insane, y'all. That feels like a better one. It's not. Well, it is. It's a little bit better. Not by much, but, you know, another hungry little LMB. Not too shabby right there. Check that out, y'all. Just on the outside of the mouth right there. Barely pinned. LMB. Gotta love it. So sick. Slowly yo-yoing this thing. Ponds, canals. I bet this would obviously work best at the lakes, but you know, ponds, canals, it just flat out works. Simple fishing, nothing crazy. Cast it out there, let it sink on down, hit the bottom, and just lift your rod tip up, reel up that slack, rod tip up, reel up the slack, and typically, you know, when you lift it up, that's typically where you're on. All right, y'all, so far cannot complain. You know, we got a couple fish in the first like 5 minutes of being here. Nothing big, you know. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that 3-pound marker today, but these fish seem to be fairly active, so we're just gonna rip it around this back area, kind of walk around the corner a little bit, see what we could do. I know there's some 3-pounders in here, but I know there's a lot more dinks in here, so you know, to try to get those bigger fish, it tends to kind of be a pain, but kind of wean them out, you know, catch all the dinks and try to get that big little cross minnow doing work. All right, let's see. Make a few casts over here. We should get bit right here. I can see this thing just taking off immediately. There it is. Just as expected. Just as expected. Trying to keep this fish down. Feel the, oh no, man. They just all pull. He felt a little better at first. Oh, he's got something on the side of his face. Oh, no, he doesn't. Biggest one of the day. Biggest one of the day, or at least at this pond. All right. Bam. Right there, y'all. Literally called my shot right there, whipped it out there, and I was like, oh, man, this should be a biter cast, and boy, was it. Decent little fish right there. Cannot complain. Gotta love it. Thank you for the bite, bud.